I teach once or twice a week, but I only charge my students $5 because I know everybody's hurting. So, you know, as long as they can show up and help me rent the room, you know, I'll show up and teach. And so I don't really make a ton off of it, and I might make $20 here or there, but mostly the side money comes from the choreography. I've been teaching since I was 15. I started out as an assistant teacher at the studio that I kind of grew up taking from. When I turned 16, I started teaching hip hop. It was my first class, and then from there, started teaching tap and jazz, and would sub for other teachers, and just could. I taught whenever I could because I loved it so much. And knowing that I can choreograph kind of opens doors up that not all dancers have. I used to teach a lot more, but I feel like I lost kind of the artistic part of it. So I kind of took a step back and, you know, kind of refocused on what I wanted to do, and now I do it because I love it. You know, I work with who I want to work with and do what I want to do, so that's kind of why I do it.
Hey, my name is Stephen Reeves. How are you? So, yeah, what I'm doing is arranging all this stuff. I did mention that I was trying to get to where I can repair and resell vintage cameras. And so I'm setting all this stuff up to do, I guess, sort of a promotional shot. I've got my time lapse going because I'm going to start this store and I'm going to integrate it with some other things, but so there'll be a blog and there'll be some other sort of social elements to it. I'm particularly interested in the history of cameras, and so if I get cameras and I know something about where they came from and who had them before, and even better, if I've got some of the photography that this camera was used to make to sort of keep along with it, I think that's a really interesting aspect. So I do want to get a picture of all this stuff, you know, and I've got more stuff to haul in here. To use as sort of a promotional, you know, hey, here's my little camera company. Word gets out that you collect this stuff, and a lot of stuff sort of finds its way here. I'm kind of the Pied Piper for cameras. This stuff just kind of arrives.
I'm Eric Grubbs. I am a writer. I've been a traffic reporter for 7 years. I've worked in radio for 10 years. And I've played drums, wrote a book, working on another book, and right now I'm working on an upcoming feature for the Dallas Observer. This will be a full-page write-up, and what I'm trying to do is talk about this band called True Widow, a local Dallas band, talk about their second album. I started writing my first book, which was a nonfiction book, and the full title is Post, a look at the influence of post-hardcore, 1985 to 2007. I really just wanted to give it a shot to see if I could try to do this, because the whole nature of where these bands started from, the pioneers of this genre, where they started from was that no record label was going to take them on, so they started their own record label. No promoter was going to take a chance on them, so they decided to book their own shows and book their own tours. I had no publisher behind me. I just did it because I wanted to do it. And it was the first thing in my adult life that was something that I was committed to start and finish and really do it for myself, but also knowing that this was something that people would want to read.
That's the Ohio Star. It's a traditional quilt square. You make 5 just regular squares like this, and then the 4 triangles, and when you put them together they become this size. It's nice though, because you just have these parts, like, you know, like have all these little pieces of fabric. What totally awesome thing can I make out of them, you know? What's fun about quilting is you don't have to have a lot of fabric to make a square. Like I use every single inch. I found some like modern quilting chicks and their stuff's insane. But these ladies are doing, I don't know, I don't get it. I'm jealous. But then I think, okay, I have a full-time job and I haven't, like, and actually have a life, so.
Sounds like they got cut off or screwed up.
I've been getting a lot of calls lately. People wanting to come in and, well, not really even to record. I'm getting a lot of people wanting me to mix. This is my system right here. And then if I do full band gig, like I also have some live stuff coming up where I'm going to roll it out to a live venue and hook up with the sound guy that's running the PA there. Everything I do is freelance or my own company, and I set the rules and hours there. I was unemployed for about, I guess, you know, I still had the studio thing going, but without another income coming in. And for about 3 months, and then I got hooked up with Freeman and started working for them, and now I freelance for a couple other companies now as well too.
Something works really well with Kyle and Mike, and then with this other guitarist that we're trying to bring in. We're friends that want to have a good time. We like to record stuff. We'd like to play more shows. It's by no means a situation where we are in our early 20s thinking that we're going to be like U2. So it's not like we're young and trying to prove to people that we can take over the world. It's more of, can we just have fun and play shows that can that can draw a good response from people? And I think that's been the case, because I've had a lot of fun playing with those guys. So.
I like to do everything, you know. Some people say, oh, you should just focus on one thing, get really good at it, but that's not, I don't do it because I have to. You know, some people try and do it and start a business. I do it because I enjoy it. So I have friends that say, oh, you don't charge enough for your stuff. I'm like, yeah, but then no one would ever buy it. You know, it's not fun to sell stuff and have it be stared at because everyone thinks it's cute, but no one actually wants to pay for it. So I make a bunch of stuff, I have good prices, and then I do markets and stuff like the Denton Community Market and the Deep Ellum Market, which I'm going to do in April. And so it's fun to sit and sell your stuff, even if you don't, like if you break down the costs and the hours that you do, it might only be like, oh, you only made $3 an hour doing that. I'm like, yeah, but I liked it.
Let's say it together, the way we like to say it. To every motherfucker that tried to tell you heavy metal was dead, what do we say? Fuck you!
The band was already kind of booking, cruising along here locally. They put an ad out. I answered it, and this was in 1990. And I've been all over the world, 36 different countries for the USO, and we established quite a name for ourselves throughout the US because, most of the military guys are spread out throughout the US. Our last tour for the USO was in 2001, just before 9/11. A couple guys left, and we've had to fill that spot. And actually, our guitarist Daryl, who joined us in 2001, has been with us for 10 years. We're at the point where, getting this new album out and getting it rolling again, looking like we're probably going to sign with some management company, and and get us back on the road. Well, hopefully the band goes, and both, you know, and like I said, where I can just instead just pick and choose the bands, and after this, we're probably going to shop it to a label and take it that route instead of doing it ourselves and just see where that takes us.
You're just constantly searching for new and better, and it doesn't ever seem to be there. I think artistic people always have that tug of war going on, you know, within themselves.
Trees!